Yo, what's going on YouTube? This your boy Kamen Zero Spike back again once again. And today, people, today we're here for Kamen Geats episode 48. And next week's episode is the last episode, guys. The last episode of the Kitsune writer, Mr. Geats. And yeah, we got a great fight in this episode as well with him fighting Zuo. And I didn't think your audience members can be like the source of your power, which I thought was actually pretty, like, it was kind of stupid, but like, it's like I didn't get it. And also we got the return of Gidori, and he was pretty, I mean, it was pretty cool. I thought we had, I felt like we didn't see the last of Gidori, maybe, but yeah, Gidori's back. And yeah, like, you know, Geats' dad that he wished, you know, and but in this episode we see that the new game has started. Zuo has started a new game, and then this game is basically a death game where, you know, random civilians are being turned into riders, and they have to fight each other. And when they're fighting each other, they basically are able to see each other's like happiness meter, and they're actually able to fight. When they fight each other, they're actually able to steal each other's happiness. And if they lose, they get blown up. Because in this episode, we got shown a bunch of game masters, a bunch of dudes dressed in hoods with the game master masks on, and these guys are going out here and making sure that people are playing the game and also giving judgment to the people who lose. And they snap their fingers, and you just blow up, you just pop. And yeah, so. But we see that throughout the episode, everybody's kind of trying to stop these people from fighting each other and trying to keep them from, you know, hurting themselves and stuff, but also trying not to hurt the people as well, because these people are also, they're riders, but they're also like innocent people. We see that they basically have like the basic rider cost. They have the basic rider, you know, desire driver cost suit, but they just have a weapon with them. And, you know, it's just a way to sell some more toys, because we're seeing all these different, you know, weapons and stuff coming out, like things like that. So they're still trying to protect people and things like that, but we end up seeing that Geats has a plan to basically find a way to get into the DGP like place, and because he don't got clearance, but basically get into the DGP place so he can end up taking out Zuo. Like he's dead set in this episode. He is dead set on taking out Zuo. So he does end up he takes Sumini back to the old house that they used to live in together after, you know, Geats made that wish for them to be like his family. And that's when we see that one of the game masters walks in, and it is Gidori, and Gidori was able to give him clearance to go into the main hall room to, you know, take on Zuo. But we also saw that Kawa got a job now, and he's chilling and stuff. He didn't henshin in this episode. I don't think he can anymore now that Kekera is gone. Can he henshin now? Like, is he still a writer? Because, like, you know, Buffa's still a writer, and Bedaba's gone, but is he a writer now? I mean, next episode is he still, like, next episode he's gonna henshin. We're gonna see it. But I just didn't understand why in this episode he didn't henshin at all. You know? And we also had Daichi coming in with the Jamato Pikmin. He basically had a bunch of Pikmin come and fight for him, but they were also like, they had sunflowers on their heads, and it was weird. It was actually pretty. It really felt like Pikmin. So like, maybe it was a Pikmin reference. I don't know, but yeah. So they're also fighting all the other game master dudes and stopping them from, you know, snapping these people out of existence. And yeah, so we did see that Black Sumidi ended up finding a way inside of, you know, the DGP, you know, there, you know, Geats' base, to find a way to get into there, and she's the one that initiated the entire game. You know, she's like unannounced before the game, but yeah, so we did see some people pop. It was horrible. But yeah, so while we see Neon and her dad Sunfire, we see her dad. They basically use that, basically use their like clearances, his clearances and things like that to be able to go into the VIP rooms, like those people who are watching the who are watching the DGP, like those bad people who want like a bad ending type thing, those big weird tycoons, talking to them and basically scared, and him and Neon basically scared them into going back to their world and going back to their future. And by them basically betraying Zuo and him losing those like supporters, some of his powers go away. And we're gonna see that later on in the episode when we see him fighting Geats. But yeah, I didn't know he could do that. I thought Kurama I thought he lost all his stuff. I thought he lost everything. Like, I didn't think, like, what strings did he pull to do that, to get into there? Because I don't think Neon could, give him the clearance to do that, because she's not like a higher up or management or anything like that. So I just want to know, like, how did they do it? Like, I kind of want to know, like, how did they do that? I mean, I didn't think he had any type of strings or anything he could pull, considering the fact that like everybody in his like department kind of like kicked him out or said screw you or something. So yeah, I kind of want to know how that happened. So we did. That's when we get Geats. He ends up going into the main hall room, and then he exchanges some words with Zuel, and then he ends up fighting Zuel, and Zuel's able to he's able to like summon. He's able to use a buckle on the side of his belt. He's able to use a buckle, and this buckle actually creates like multiple versions of the weapon of that buckle. So he ends up using Magnum. He uses Magnum, and he basically does like a move called Magnum Infinity, where he just summons a bunch of Magnum rifles and then just starts shooting at Geats. And he's also able to do this with other buckles as well. It doesn't seem like he does the same. It doesn't seem like he does the same stuff as Jito did, but he did like a really cool move in this, where he jumps in the air and blocking some of Geats' hits with his legs, which is kind of freaking funny. I'm like, you Vegito now? Like, what's happening here? So yeah, he's also able to reverse things. We did see that he has some of this gravity manipulation, and he's able to like point at things and make them move or things like that. It seems like he's able to do that, and also he's able to reverse certain moments in time. So we got Geats, who has creation powers, because we see him very much using his creation powers in this episode. And we also saw how he's able we said Zuo is able to reverse time and also like gravity manipulate things. Like, he's able to move stuff and stuff like that. So yeah, and they end up fighting. While they're fighting, we see that he tells Geats that those creation powers make you overconfident or something like that. And he ends up Geats ends up getting ready to do his ultimate attack on Zuel, but we see that Zuel ends up using his move and end up reversing time. He reverses time and ends up knocking Geats back into his like civilian form, takes away his driver, things like that. And he decides that he's not gonna kill Geats. We see that Sumity walks in, and they kind of replicate it. It does the thing again where like stuff in the show is like replicating stuff that's happening in the opening, and she ends up pointing the Magnum at him, the Magnum rifle at him, and he says that, all right, go ahead, I'm ready. And she ends up taking him out, and we get the shot at the end. In the next episode, we're gonna see Neon, Tycoon, and Buffer all together take on Zuel. So yeah, they all end up taking on Zuel, and it looks like they're getting their butts kicked, which makes sense, but still. But yeah, this episode was it was okay. I see that they're kind of like wrapping up a lot of things and actually tying up some loose ends and bringing back some other characters, and I feel like Ghidorah coming back was actually very cool too, especially the fact that he was the first main villain, and technically he's kind of like the best villain that Geats had. Like he was the best He was the best, in my opinion. He was the best villain in Geats. Like, I don't know, Jit's a close second for me. Cause I just like how ruthless he is. I just like how ruthless and aggressive that dude is. But yeah, I feel like this is like he has to be like the best villain. I mean, yeah, the best villain. And he did speak on he did speak to Jito. Well, he did speak to Zuo and says that why is the DGP like this now? Like, why are you mostly pertaining to like the people who want bad endings? That's like 1% of the demographic. That's 1% of the viewers, but you're only pretending to them. That's freaking weird. And it's like Geats is like literally what we were looking for. Like, he's literally like the perfect personification of like what a person should be, and or what a common writer should be. And I was like, he right. And I'm like, dang, like 1%. Well, 1% of your audience. But yeah, so since Neon and her dad ended up scaring those supporters back to their world, they lost support from Zuo. Well, Zuo lost support from them, and he ended up losing some of his powers. He lost his power to like basically earthbend, and he basically lost that power, and that's how Geats was able to get the drop on him. But the fact that like your power comes from your views, or your powers come from your ratings, that's kind of that has to be a metaphor for something. That has to be a euphemism for something. But yeah, so now I'm just sitting here wondering, like, how are they gonna defeat Zuo now? We all know they're gonna beat this guy. I mean, come on. But yeah, you guys, let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think about this episode of Kamen Rider Geats. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and as remember, as I always say, guys, stay henshined.